Hey YouTube, what's up? A new 1 to 24th microcrawler. I don't know nothing about it. The UDIRC UCX2401 Salvator or Salvator. So let's do a quick unboxing and check it out. So here it is, the box. This Salvator UDIRC showed up about 5 weeks ago on Banggood, and description was super pure, and I didn't know anything about it, but I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it for too much money. It's not a cheap truck as the All-Star is, the awesome All-Star TRX4M clone or copy. It was 108 euros, and I used some points and paid nearly 100. Meanwhile, there's a code. You get it for 96. I don't know how much it is outside for European Union. Here we have to pay value-added tax. And I didn't find any information initially. There was nearly no information. Meanwhile, you find a little bit on the website of UDIRC and on the Banggood website. And they also released a second version. Not 1 to 24th, but 1 to 18th, because it's a Suzuki Jimny, but should be the same chassis. And I checked YouTube now, and there are very few quite new and short videos, but I do not have any information. Initially, I didn't even know if it does have 2 or 3 speed or whatever. Meanwhile, 2 speed. So metal shocks, ball bearings. So let's check it out. So here it is. And wow, this is really tiny. What a tiny 1 to 24th truck. Wheelbase 120 millimeters. Is this correct? It's super tiny. Compare it to the FCX24Ms, it's much smaller. What a cute little truck. SCX24, super tiny. Power wagon body, that's the 1 to 18th power wagon. Hobby Plus CR18P with 2 speed. Wow, man, is this truck tiny. That's the radio. Takes 4 AAAs. And those are the accessories. Stickers. More stickers. More stickers. Cool. A ton of stickers. And a user manual. I probably won't read. Oh, check it out. Here is even the receiver ESC unit. There's a sticker inside. Explained in detail. Super nice. And this truck should be capable with this radio of 4-wheel steering. However, there is something missing. A rear servo, but there is the servo mount. Super nice manual. Wow. And super tiny. And you get the charger and the wheel wrench. And what else? Small hex driver. Trailer hitch. It's not for it. It seems like 1.3 millimeter. Let's check. And not 1.5. Yeah. Trailer hitch, 2 tiny screws. And the charger. Disclaimer and safety instructions. Man, is this truck small. That's probably really 1 to 24th, because the FCX24Ms, I made a little calculation, they are still 1 to 20 or something if you take body length, and this is much smaller. Should have ball bearings all around and a nice body opening system, they say on the website. But how? There. As in the Mini Cs or Mini Zs, here it is. A 350 milliamp hours 2S LiPo, and that's a JST XH balance plug. That's nice. They only use one cable for charging. You need the correct charger or the correct adapter. I do have them. I love this. And what's that? Light switch. Here's the receiver ESC unit. It has a 130 motor, so bigger than SCX2401 motors. Here's an on-off switch. Let's check the battery voltage. 3939 per cell. Perfectly balanced, so super nice. Should do a quick charge maybe. And then let's check it out. So, battery charged. I love they use XH, so you can, the battery seems to have exact the same dimensions as an SCX24 LiPo, so you can use any SCX24 LiPo of course too, because it does have XH plugs, should fit of course. And depending on the room here, you can use any LiPo 2S LiPo which has a normal balance plug. So super cool. Sits nice and flat here. Not sure if higher LiPos will work too. Here's the on-off switch. Clip system works. Come on, clip on. Works better in Mini Cs, but it's okay. You have to pull those tabs outside. And 4 AAAs for the radio. Here's what's that? Can't read it. Super tiny. Of course I use rechargeable batteries. And here's the radio. And the radio does have what? front steering trim, rear steering trim. That's super nice. It does have a connection for a rear steering servo. Steering dual rate, throttle trim, throttle reverse and steering reverse, and mode. What's mode? And here's another button, off, on, and here's channel 3. That is channel 4. Mode. Okay, it's blinking. And now that's for children. Oh no, you have to push it. Is it on? Okay. Steering trim, where is it? Front steering trim. Wow, that's not a good steering radius. I read they advertise 30 degrees, but that's not good at all. Come on, what is, where's steering dual rate? Here's steering dual rate. Oh no. Okay. Quite nice steering radius it has. The radio feels okay, light. One hand steering, no problem. Foam wheel. Okay, we are mode 4 now. Here's the mode button. Mode 1, 2, 3, 4. Mode 1. Do I have to read the manual again? First, let's check the most interesting thing for me, the ESC. How is throttle response? Is it whining? Very first time I pull throttle trigger? No. Check it out, it's completely silent. We have to open it. Wow, that's a nice ESC. That's super nice. And probably this is gear shift. Now we should be neutral. Yes. And now we are... Okay. Wow, it's fast. It's fast. And... Okay, channel 3 is for the lights. That's a bit unfortunate here. That's super large. Better a small button. So crawler mode, and it's silent. Maybe mode is for rear wheel steering, for four-wheel steering, so you have only front, four-wheel, grab, and rear wheel. I'll have to check the manual. Check the manual and didn't find anything about the modes, only mode button. So we will have to test this, but the manual, this is really a nice manual. Super detailed for disassembling body, and also the 2-in-1 or 3-in-1 unit. There is a lot. You can switch on or connect more lights than this truck has, and there is in the description they explain how to turn on different lights, main lights, fog lights, rear lights. So not bad at all. Seems to be not bad at all. Short press to headlights, long press switches the fog lights, and you can on emergency flashes. So this Salvator doesn't have turning lights, fortunately. So, but they're really nice 2 or 3-in-1 unit, and it's silent. does have quite nice low speed modulation. Let's check how this tiny is. It's super tiny. Tires are super tiny. What's the size of the wheels? Wheels are only about 40, maybe 41, 42 millimeters, and the rims are 21, so we should switch this to inch. So 0.8 inch. Smaller than in SCX24s and most of the wheels we use. Let's try if it can climb this step smoothly. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. For out of the box, it's really nice and good. I will let it climb later a little bit and check it out. There's no whining. I really love it, and it does have quite a bit of power. And in second gear, it's really, wow, that's really fast. Boom. They say 15 kilometers an hour, what would be way too fast. However, it is super fast. And it is super smooth. It seems to have not 100% in reverse, a little bit slower. Don't like this button here, to be honest, but quite a nice truck. And now let's check what this mold is. Let's take off the body. I found how to do it. You have to pull those and then, okay. Here it is, and here's the receiver unit. This receiver unit, let's switch it off, does have small plugs. Those are JST-GH with 1.25 millimeter distance, the same as in the FMS units, and that's for the rear steering servo. This plug, should I take it out? Let's take it out. Oh, it's glued, unfortunately. Where's the switch? Did I break it? Hope not. Where's the on-off switch now? So here it is. Those are additional light switches for lights. That's nice. It looks like if it would be very similar to the Hobby Plus and to the FMS FlySky units. I will check if it will connect, and let's plug a servo into this rear steering plug. Correct polarity. That's okay. And switch it on again. And now we don't need light now. Light is here. Sorry. Okay, I'm in mode 1 now. This means, if that's what I think, the 4 different four-wheel steering modes, only the front servo should work, and that's the case. And let's switch to mode 2, and only rear steering servo works. Huh? That's nice. We should do a four-wheel steering. And mode 3, that's, depending how you mount your servo, either 4-wheel or grab. And Mode 4 is then the other direction. So left, left, right, right. And if I go to mode 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, yes, then should be left, right, and right, left. Yeah, that's super, super, super nice. UDIRC. There's only no rear steering axle, and where to get this? So it seems you will need a... Here are some accessories you can buy. They show in this folder, but there is nothing for steering, and of course you would need either a second front axle or at least the C-hubs if you could change those, but it seems to me you need a second front axle, and I hope they will make this available because that's nice. Such a tiny crawler, four-wheel steering, nice modulation, a lot of power. Wow. Okay, let's switch it off again, and it should have ball bearings all around, they say. Let's check this. Receiver unit in again. That's easy, that's easy. And small, you need a 4mm hex, as in most small or very small trucks. And here 7mm hex, ball bearings, very nice. And this seems to be 7mm. So there are other options, but standard, yes. So a lot of rims will fit. Very nice here, ball bearings. Wheels are no beadlock wheels. Tires are sticky fine, not super soft, and they are not glued, and no foams inside, as far as I can feel. So are those the same as in the FCX24Ms? Same size as FCX24Ms, so those heavy Batrazzi wheels should fit. They are a little bit larger, the tires of the FCX24Ms, but the rims are same size. Nice. Those really heavy rims are available in different types. Would probably be a very good upgrade for the Salvator. Tires are directional. Okay. What else? Of course, the gearbox is of interest. And the front axle is of interest too. Okay. No dog bones. Full metal. And you can take a look into the diff too. Let's check the rear diff. It's easier. Those screws, wow, they sit firmly. Wow. Wow. Okay, the upper screws also hold the servo and axle mount. Those are nasty screws. They sit super firmly. And now we can take off the servo mount for the rear servo. Come on. Okay. And it also holds the upper links. This Y link. Okay. And here we see, wow, how nice is this? This is metal gearing. So here we go for the rear axle. Super nice metal gears inside. Here and here. Ball bearings. Gears are greased. They are greased a little bit. This looks really, really nice. Wow. And the shafts are also quite nice. Get in again. Those are held here by two tiny screws. And the pins, they are glued. So you can't simply press them. Probably you can press them out, but they don't fall out. That's really quite nice. And that way, if you want to change ball bearings, you have to pull out or press out those. This is really, really nice. Shafts are plastic. Shocks, they are smooth, but they are plastic too, and they should be oil filled. Let's see if there is oil inside. Yes, there is a little bit. There's a bladder. Nice, nice, nice. For such a tiny truck. And here's the rear servo mount. The same probably as in the front. What did I lose? Hopefully nothing. Oh, gear. And the servo is quite small. It's for small servos. So here it's the same size as in the SCX24. SCX24 servo fits. What's with an Emax? No. Emax is already too large, so therefore we will need SC or those super strong servos. They are also too large. Okay, probably you can make those fit, but they are meant for those tiny servos as in the SCX24. We will check the front servo. Okay, this is really super nice so far. Super, super, super nice. I'll assemble it and I'll show you the front axle then. So assembled again. That's super nice to work and easy to work on. Screws are 1.4 millimeter as in the SCX24, and here you can see the metal CVDs, quite sturdy. This is fixed to the C-hubs because of the pins. Those are glued, so I would have to press out this pin to get it out, but I won't do this now. Servo seems smooth. I don't want to take it out now. Let's assemble this again and then let's check the central transmission if this is full metal too. And the shift mechanism, I will take out the central transmission. So here's the gearbox, 130 motor, shift servo, and of course we want to know if there are metal gears inside. So let's open the gearbox. So this motor plate is mounted with larger screws, with M2 screws. You need a 1.5 millimeter hex for this. And here we see plastic gear. It's a bit greased on this side, so probably plastic gear in there too, but let's check and confirm. 5 screws removed, and now okay. Plastic gears inside, plastic gears inside. Not sure if I have to take it apart with a 2-speed transmission. Okay, now I took it apart. Okay, plastic gears and a little bit of grease, it seems. Don't know if it should be greased more. Seems okay. But first a closer look. So there are few ball bearings here for the shafts, but all those gears, they are greased, to sit in the gearbox, simply pressed with those shafts. So no ball bearings, no bushings, nothing. This is not so nice. We will see. Now let's check performance, weight, starter a little bit. Corner weight system. So we see it has 260.6 grams all in all, and a front rear distribution from 49 to 51. 51 rear, not really perfect, and right left 51%, 49%. So weight is quite equally distributed, even if we would like to have more weight in the front. Climb test, how steep can it climb? 45 degrees. Not a big problem. And 47 degrees. Still can do it. 48 degrees. And this seems to be a problem. Super slow. Lifting its tires. 48 degrees. Not really steep for a crawler, but with quite a bit of problems it can do 48 degrees. And 49 degrees, will it be able? 48 was already super difficult for this Salvator. And 49 degrees is too much, so 48 degrees it can climb. That's not good, but also not super bad. Now let's check the tilt angle of the Salvator. To the left, 36, that's not, 37 only, that's not really good. And to the right, 37, again about 38 degrees only, so quite a high stance, not a super good tilt angle, even if the shocks are working quite nicely. And let's also do some performance tests. This will be interesting. It has really not big ground clearance. That's maybe a centimeter here from the pumpkins, or a bit more, to the ground because of its small tires. There's a big, sturdy steering link which goes down too. So you probably it will hang quite soon, but it's a tiny truck. But what's a bit strange, that there is no skid plate. Don't really understand why there is no skid plate. So that's smooth, but the skid plate would make it slide much better. What's nice are the shocks. They do quite a good job. It's tiny, of course you can't compare it. You can't even compare it to an SCX24. This has much larger tires. But with the tiny tires, also the SCX24 wouldn't have much more ground clearance. So it will probably not be the very best crawler, but let's test it first on my hill of branches of MCCT. And here on the flat side of the hill of branches, it's already in troubles. It's struggling to climb even the flat side. So that's a bit disappointing. But I think that's also because of the tires. They are not really good and really sticky. They are small, but that's not the reason, I guess. They are not super sticky. Yeah, in troubles, but finally it can do the flat side of the hill of branches, but this would not be 2 points in MCCT. And on the steep side of the hill of branches, no chance at all. It tumbles, it falls, high center of gravity, bad tires, I think. So unfortunately not a really good performance here. And what we see here, second gear, it's way too fast. It will always tumble, and if you turn it will fall, so that's way too much, and you can't even use this second gear for climbing as in the FCX24s, for example, where second gear is super cool to climb some steep steps, but that's hardly possible in the Salvator because second gear is way too high geared. I think those tires are simply not good. Those are kind of mud tires, no foams, and they are not sticky at all. And it would be interesting if the FCX24M tires, they are super heavy. Those are the heavy tires from Batrazzi, from Ferrari, if they will increase performance. So I think I will try to mount the FCX24M tires to the Salvator. Here we have the pins. That's a good point of the Salvator. The glued pins are really nice. You don't have to take care. I did already lose pins of the FCX24Ms when changing tires, and then you have to search. And here those are glued or whatever, and yeah, hex is in. Let's check. And they seem to fit. And here they are. And they fit perfectly, even color matches. So, super nice. And those are way better. Those are the stock FCX24M tires and the Batrazzi, the super heavy upgrade rims. And I think this will improve performance extremely. Let's check how it does with those rims and tires on the Hill of Branches. And yes, wow, what a performance upgrade. Check it out, it's still not super easy to climb the flat side of the Hill of Branches for the Salvator with those tires, but it's way better than with the stock tires and stock rims. Wow, what an upgrade. And let's also check the steep side. Maybe it's even able to climb the steep side. Well, come on, no. Steep side of the Hill of Branches is too difficult, even with the upgrade wheels and tires. But what a big performance upgrade. So, wow, what a big performance upgrade. Highly, those rims are available in several colors and you get them from Batrazzi, and highly recommended. So the Salvator is way better performing with those rims. And after opening it for several times, also this body, come on. Opening and closing is much easier after doing it for several times. So that's quite a nice system. Still, opening is kind of, you have to learn it. So that's the end of this video. What is my conclusion? Is this UDIRC Salvator a good crawler? Not really. Unfortunately, it's super small. That's super nice. It's smaller than the usual and popular 1 to 24th crawlers, and it has some really nice parts. The 2-speed transmission works perfectly. It has a quite strong motor, a super silent ESC, and is also able to climb really smoothly in first gear. This radio is also quite cool. When someday maybe the 4-wheel steering will be available, the rear axle. So electronics are good. Also the lights are nice to switch on and off, and you can use additional lights. What I really like is this plug, JST-XH plug, using it for charging, balancing, and as power plug, safe one plug, safe wires. That's super nice. What I don't really like is the plastic gears inside of the central transmission, and then that there are no bearings, so no bushings and no bearings in the central transmission on most shafts. On the other side, axles are super nice with metal gears, ball bearings all around, CVDs. That's awesome. Why they don't use a skid blade We will see, but the skid plate for sure would be much better if you are crawling, really crawling. This front steering rod, that's also not really good for crawling for sure. You will hang, it goes down and it's super large, but it's sturdy. It probably will not break and not bend and flex. Servo, tiny servo as in the UCX24, it works well. Servo is okay. Still nice hard body, but not sure what I should say or think about this. Nice hex hardware, I forgot to tell you. 1.4 millimeters, 1 screws, M1.4. You need for most screws 1.3 millimeter hex. It's nice to work with it, and yeah, we will see how long this central transmission keeps up, and we will see if that's really a big disadvantage. Low ground clearance, okay, it doesn't have portal axles, but that's also nice, and it's a tiny crawler, and it has tiny tires. The tires are really not good. Now I know it after those tests. They look cool, kind of mud tires, but they perform quite bad. So better tires, as for example the stock UCX24M tires and heavy rims, will for sure highly improve. You saw it. They do improve the performance of the Salvator extremely. This works nice now. Not here because the antenna. Come on, Salvator. Okay, nasty antenna. Have to check that the antenna is not pointing outside when closing it. I said it works fine, and now I have problems. But it works fine, as you see now. Everything closed and super sturdy. It's cool looking, it's nice, it's tiny, it's not expensive. Do I really recommend it? I don't know. For tinkering, four-wheel steering, and if you want really a small crawler, because it's so small, much smaller than all the others. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video, and I'll be back.